Oh, I did forget to mention in the last video I did about when everything started happening and the symptoms I ignored. And there was one other time I got out of bed and I went to get up to, go brush my teeth and do whatever, and I fell right to the ground. And I couldn't walk. I had to crawl to the bathroom and try to pick myself up to sit on the toilet. That was the hardest thing in the world. And then I thought, okay, maybe I can stand up now. No. So I crawled back to the side of my bed, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, you know what, maybe this will go away. It didn't. So I called an ambulance. Thank God my front door was unlocked. They came and got me. They brought me to the hospital. They scheduled me for a spinal tap. First, I went for an MRI. Nothing. Then I went for the spinal tap. Nothing. Next day, I get up. They wanted to make sure that I can walk before they discharged me. Walking like nothing. I'm like, what in the hell is going on with me? But I had no clue anything else was wrong. But, again, ignored, because all the tests were done and I didn't have anything. Then, like I said in my last video, I was diagnosed, and then I went from there. I did not start medication at first because I wanted to have a baby, and I didn't want to have all those chemicals in me. But see, I don't know if it's my fault. I don't know if anybody else out there can maybe answer my question. I want to know, if I would have started medicine right when I was diagnosed, would I be this bad? Because since I've advanced very quickly, I wonder that. But I won't know. And I mean, if anybody else out there has noticed, I'd like to hear what you guys have, or how you ended up finally realizing, all right, I gotta go to the doctor, something's wrong. But after all that, I was still walking. Like I said, I didn't have my son until March 27th, 2015. Yes, this month he will be 11. And, I mean, everything was... I was lucky that I was able to walk, but all of a sudden, it's like, did you ever notice when you get diagnosed with something, at first, you don't really have the problems. I had issues back then, but they didn't stick around for very long. But finally, when you're diagnosed with something, it's like everything starts to happen at once. I started really limping, so I had to walk with a cane. Still able to drive. After a while, that got hard too, because I was not able to sometimes lift my foot off the gas to put on the brake. That was scary. Very scary. You're driving, come to a stop sign, but you can't stop because you can't put your foot on the brake, and you pray nobody's there, and you just go through the stop sign and just turn. And I was very, very lucky that nothing terrible happened, but at the same time, it's very scary. I also, I'm trying to think, it's kind of like, when you have brain fog, when you have MS, even though, my mother-in-law will tell me, no, I have brain fog and I don't have MS. Yeah, when you get older, you you forget things. I do that a lot. But I noticed more since I've had MS. It's like to get everything out that I want to say. Like I have to really think about it, and really things used to come to me like that, and that was it. But not anymore. I don't. Sometimes I'm sure it has something to do with MS, and I'm sure it has something to do with getting older. But I'm only 46, so I don't know. But anyway, I also, what else did I do? So during that time, when I got diagnosed, I didn't start my medicine right away. Ended up getting pregnant, having a baby. Like I said before, 5 months after having him, I had a postnatal relapse. And it's pretty much the way the doctor explained it to me was that my body was now going back to its normal ways. So, that's what I got from him. I never looked it up because he honestly, he sounded so credible and he's been doing it for so long. I just said, can you be my doctor? And I stuck with him for a very long time. And then, I moved from Bayville up to Mars County, and I have a different doctor. He's in Marstown. He's alright, I guess. But, it's hard because you have to find the right doctor with the insurance, and they don't take that anymore, or it's just a real pain in the I can't curse on YouTube, but you know what I mean. It's like you can't, I don't know, everything is so frustrating. Like, you think they'd have more for disabled people, but they don't. And it's like now, everything I guess back then that you didn't have to pay for, you're gonna pay for it now. I have an external catheter, a Purewicks system, and since I'm in bed, it helps a lot, so I'm not sitting here soaking wet. And I have to pay every $200 a month for the Purewicks. The machine itself, $500. And at first, when I was going to first start using it, I was like, oh, do you guys take insurance? Medicare used to pay for it, but they don't anymore. I'm like, oh, of course. Well, thank you, Medicare. But it is what it is. I mean, you kind of go with the punches the way it comes. I mean, who knows? Next year, maybe, they'll start taking on a little bit more things. I wanted to eventually invest in a transportation van to go everywhere, with my family and stuff. But that's also a lot of money. And when you're living on a fixed income, it's kind of hard. No, it's very hard. What else do I don't know, there's so much I can talk about, but today I'm having like a brain fog, and I'm not fatigued. It's raining here in Jersey, and I get very tired when it's raining. So, if you guys like this content, hit the thumbs up button for me. If you like to leave me a comment, I answer them all. So feel free to do so. And subscribe if you like my channel. And make sure once you subscribe, you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time that I come on. Okay guys, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.